Hey friends, welcome back to the channel. Oh, I am tired this morning. So if I seem like I'm dragging a little bit, it's because I am. I got maybe an hour and a half sleep last night. Vanna's in the old mint bed, munching on something or other. Probably not straw, but anyway. I had been taking melatonin to help me sleep, but the problem with that or any other kind of sleep aid with me is that my tolerance develops really, really quickly. And then the next thing I know, I'm taking more and more and yada, yada, yada. So I decided that I wanted to just try to kick everything for a little while and kind of reboot my body to see if maybe not having anything and just being more physically active, I can start getting some more natural sleep. And I think that it's gonna work. It's just that it's gonna take me a couple of days to kind of get there, I think. But that being said, I've been up for many, many hours already. It's about 8 o'clock in the morning right now. Dirk's still asleep. So I'm out here about to do my chores. I'm gonna do some rabbit feeding. Sorry, it's things. I'm gonna do some rabbit feeding, and then if my GoPro doesn't fall apart on me, he's readjusted something here and I don't. Oh, there we go. Okay, figured it out. I'm gonna do some rabbit feeding and then just a little bit of clutter cleanup right there. I walk by this pile of junk right here every single day, 5 or 6 times at least, and it bugs me every single time. Most of it's trash. Good morning, Vanna. Hi. What you doing? What you doing, sweetheart? Did you have a good night? Did you sleep good? Oh, not ready to be pet yet? There we go. Here we go. I wasn't quite ready to get out the pellets yet, but I guess I'm gonna have to since you're here. But yeah, so I was gonna work on this project later today in between Bible study classes, but I'm awake and I don't want to hang out inside because I don't want to wake up Papa Bear. So we're gonna get to feeding some rabbits and then we're gonna get to just cleaning up this clutter. It shouldn't take too long. But first, we better feed this one. It's not like she has an entire hay barn to herself or, you know, all the yard. But she's cute, so we'll tolerate it. Well, you know, Miss Vanna. I don't know why you like to eat right out of there. I'd think it'd be more comfortable for you to wait. Hey, I'll get to you next. There you go. There you go. All right, I better go turn the... What on earth? Sorry, y'all. I was hearing something that I didn't think I should be hearing over there. I was hoping that rodents had not gotten into my bag of rabbit food. Get the water turned on. Oh my goodness. Sorry, Vanna. All right. Would you be patient? Settle down. Please. The last 2 cages in the bunny barn. And y'all, I am so excited to say goodbye to these cages and to just have this as storage. If you saw oh, I don't know when it will be after this is posted, but I posted a short a few days ago about all the laminate boards, I think it's laminate, that we got for free 99. I think Dirk is wanting to use some of those for starting to build one of the newer or next rabbit hutches. And again, y'all, I'm so sorry if my thoughts are roaming, or if, you know, I have had coffee, but coffee will only do so much. I know. I don't like these cages either, y'all. Aside from them being hard to clean, which is my biggest dislike of these cages, is just that there's not great support since it's hanging, and they get to jumping around and spilling their water, and that's not ever a lot of fun. But I'm gonna go get them some good hay out of the hay barn. We have our little hay box there that previously I'd been moving good hay to feed the bunny barn bunnies, but since that's going to be going away soon, there's no sense in adding more hay over there. Just have to move it back over here. But you can see we've gone through a lot of hay. I expected this hay to last us a lot longer, but it's really good hay. And when we had all the bunnies in these two grow out pens, they ate a lot. And that's another thing I'll show y'all. If you watched my rabbit cage maintenance video, you would have seen I added the hay holders to the majority of the cages over there. There's, I think, only 3 aside from the grow out pen that doesn't have it. Where did and it actually has been helping in terms of waste, and the bunnies just don't seem to eat as much of it when it's there. I don't. Bunny pile! Oh, hi, Chippy. Chippy, Chippette. How you doing? And the only reason that I'm keeping Chip in here with all these is because I found here recently, like with the last couple grow out pens, I've found that when I leave the bunnies together as they grow, they tend to be more social with me. I still need to get better about making time to socialize and handle them on a more regular basis, but having them in the cages together instead of splitting them up and putting them individually into cages when they get bigger has really seemed to help. So I'm keeping Chip in here until Papa Bear can get me another permanent doe hutch built, because in the bunny barn, I didn't point her out, but the little bunny on the left, the broken colored white and gray one, is a little doe, and she's gonna be part of our permanent family as well. Hear the meat birds going crazy. I posted a short the other day of one of the meat birds had gotten loose out of the tractor, and I was kind of slowly corralling it back in. I had a couple comments on, one was, you know, how unnatural they were, and it's true. They're not pretty. They get big, fast, and what some people might not realize with those Cornish cross hens is that, I mean, that's what they're bred for. They're bred, they were engineered, designed, I don't know, crossbred to get to the point where they get big fast, so that from the time they're born to the time they're processed, it's actually really short. We should have processed those birds months ago, but they're still getting around great. They're not having any issues walking, no broken bones. They're still laying eggs for me semi-regularly. But those aren't good birds to keep as pets, because as their bodies get bigger, because all they do is eat, and sleep occasionally, their organs sometimes can't keep up, and they can have organ failure and pass pretty quickly and unexpectedly. So that they're not pets, they're not hens that we raise specifically to get that big just for the fun of it. I'm sorry, y'all, I've got stuff on the GoPro screen that's driving me crazy. But yeah, as for my laying hens, we don't eat them. I have no real way of knowing how many of them are actually still laying. We do have some older hens, but I told Dirk from the get-go, you know, I love my girls, and even if they get to the point where they're not laying anymore, they're gonna be my nursing home chickens. But I can do that with them because they don't get huge. And what are you doing now, Vanna? What are you doing? Now, I know you didn't finish all that kibble. You don't need any more. You don't. You're so sweet. I just found a picture on Facebook in one of my memories of the first day Vanna escaped and became a free bunny. She's a cutie. But yeah, I don't have a hay holder in here, obviously, with there being so many bunnies. There's really no point for that. But okay, so my battery's about to die, and I want to go ahead and get these chores knocked out pretty quickly, the feeding. That way I can start working on that clutter pile. But while I have you over here with the bunnies, it's been a couple days since I've checked on Thumper's babies. I can see hi. She's added more fur. Hi, sweetheart. Can I just see? Are you gonna let me? I don't want you. You don't want me to look? Okay. I'll close her back up. Thumper's never attacked me or lunged or anything when I've tried to check out her babies, but she normally doesn't get that far into the nesting box, so she's feeling a little uncomfortable with it right now. So I'll just leave him be. She may have just gotten done feeding here recently, but here in a day or so I'll take y'all over there and check on them. But I'm gonna run in, swap out this battery, and then I'm gonna go ahead and finish up my rabbit feeding, and I'll bring you back when I'm ready to start on that clutter pile. All right, I'm back. Vanna, what are you doing? You're silly. Okay, let's get to this clutter pile, shall we? I've got a trash bag for the manure belt. Hopefully it'll work in the trash bag and won't rip right through it, which I think it probably will. But if that's the case, we've got a ton of boxes. I'll just get a box and put the broken up pieces in there. That's the only bad thing. I love using that manure belt. That one in particular come from the poop chute. But during the winter, we use manure belts a lot. Well, we did. We won't have to this year on the bunny barn. Let's see, I don't know where to set y'all. The magnetic base is awesome, but I have to make sure. Well, now, why won't it? Goodness gracious, y'all. But I've said it once, I've said it twice. I'll say it until I'm blue in the face. Don't start a junk pile like this, or a clutter pile. I mean, look at this. Like, these feeders here, that box, that's trash. Like, literally trash. The feeders are rusted out. I can't use them for anything. I can't salvage any of them for anything. They should have been trashed a long time ago. And I ended up starting this pile, and then that's what it's turned into. But if you can find a spot for it, put it in its spot. Or put it somewhere where it's not right in your way, walking by it every day, driving you crazy. But yeah, I don't really have to do much with... Alright, we'll start here. Oh, that's nasty, y'all. Bag of onions that are no longer good. So I'm just gonna take them in the bag over here by the compost area so they can just rot over here. Papa Bear got his running gear moved over here last night. He's super excited. I haven't checked on the bees this morning. I haven't been checking on them every day now because the last couple of... Oh gosh, that smelled horrible. I didn't really smell it until I tossed it down. But, oh yeah, they got plenty of feed. They haven't been going through nearly as much the last week or so. Oh yeah, they got plenty. I'd say that half a jar will probably last them. They may still even have a little bit left tomorrow morning if they've been eating at the pace they have been. I've already taken care of the girls this morning, but that being said, once this clutter mess is cleaned up, I may bring you back for another video later. Whew. Gosh, now I can really smell it over here. Whew. Nasty. But anyway, I'm wanting to get some of these wood chips down into the chicken coop, into the actual coop itself, not the run. They don't need a lot of it, but we wanted to get in there this year into the run and the coop. And gosh, y'all, that is foul. Don't ever let a bag of onions spoil outside and get nasty. Gross. I don't really know where, again, bear with me as I'm trying to do this with little to no sleep. Get one of these. Oh yeah, perfect. Just set you up over here, that way I don't have to hold you and try to do everything one-handed. Okay. Leg out of the way, that ought to do it. But yeah, the other day when I was doing the rabbit maintenance and changing out some of the feeders, I mean, look at this. That's why did I not find a box or a trash bag and throw it away instead of throwing it on my pile of clutter? Why am I like this? So try not to. And this is why the huge downside with that manure belt, to use it for pretty much anything, if it's out in the sun for a long time, I mean, it gets so brittle and just crumbles to pieces. Very little pieces. But yeah, anyway, we were wanting to get down into the chicken coop and the chicken run this summer and really get out the composted ground potting soil wood chip mix that we've had in there the last 1.5 years, and we wanted to get fresh wood chips in there, but we never got around to it. And now summer's over and we don't really have time to do all that, to mess with all that, so I figure I can just get them some of these wood chips in there and at least into their coop. And now for this, you're gonna laugh at me. You're saying, Momma Bear, you literally just said not to do this, but over here I had finally organized my cages somewhat, so they're at least all in one spot. And my other bins of clutter, and as Ross the Oliver man would say, sadness. I need to go through all this, obviously, but right now I don't have anywhere to put it. When we get the bunny barn fully taken down, get that cage out, get it cleaned out, and get it walled in, I think we're just going to put metal around it. We'll get some shelves built in there, and I'll be able to store all of this neatly in there. And so I probably won't bother doing inventory on it until it's ready to get moved in there, because I don't want to touch everything 500 times, you know. But so the usable stuff, I've got a couple feeders over there, is just going to go right here for now, just because I really don't have anywhere else to put it yet. So do y'all have any tricks for when y'all can't sleep? Counting backwards from 100 used to work for me great. But then it got to the point where I would just get bored with it, but instead of falling asleep, my mind would drift and think about 10,000 other things that would keep me awake. I've tried, last night we tried one of the sleep meditations, the guided sleep meditations on YouTube, and that's worked for me in the past, but with the big fan that we have in the bathroom, it's really hard to hear, to get that computer to a volume that's not super loud, but to the point where you can still hear it. Alright. Probably just gonna have to do for there. Sorry if y'all hear me muttering. And this is one of the projects that I was thinking about last night when I was trying to fall asleep. Just kind of planning the day out in advance, and that one's usable. Actually, no, I don't. We got a lot of these, and I love these. They're great to use during the winter when the water freezes. But whoever, we got a bunch of them from somebody. Oh, it's been a year or two now. But these were all cut off. And I don't really know what the purpose behind that is, because when I keep them in the cages, I need those little latch things to keep them hooked in, or the rabbits just spill their water all day long. So those really are not of a benefit to me. Oh, hey, little chipmunk. This over here is another huge area that just bugs me half to death. No idea what kind of lumber's in there or what else there may be, but this is such just wasted space. You know, that's one thing. What are you doing, little chipmunk? They have been all over the place here lately. I don't know if you can see him. He's over in there somewhere. But yeah, that whole area, it's just, I mean, we don't have anything set scheduled for it right now, so it's, the junk's not really hurting anything per se, but at the same time, as long as that stuff is there, we're not going to do anything with it. Once we get the area cleaned up, we can kind of see and think about what direction we want to head with it. And we talked about having our bunny lane go stretch all the way down and having that be a part of it, but I don't know. I don't know if our bunny operation is going to get that big that fast. Oh, those onions are awful. Awful. And then this here, let's see if I can flip it without breaking it. Probably not. I don't really know what's on the other side of it. It's not the manure belt, but it's kind of similar. But Dirk had fashioned this up for when he processes the meat birds, and he had one of those cones that he fashioned onto it, and it worked great. It just needs some tweaking. So that the cone can be tightened on there and everything. But we're just gonna drag it over here to this pile of future frustration for Momma Bear. I guess that's one thing, you know, I told Dirk last night or the night before when I said I wanted to go even without taking melatonin for a while. I told him, I said, you know, if I'm laying in bed for hours getting frustrated, I'll just get up and go down to the store and work on eBay listings. You know, might as well be productive instead of laying there tossing and turning getting frustrated. So that's what I did last night. I gave up trying to sleep at about 4 a.m. and went down there, and it was good. I got about, I don't know, 40 items listed, made a trip to the free store with stuff that I don't want to deal with anymore. That sounds bad. If you're not from around here, down in Medora, there's a free store where they're open on Tuesdays where you can come and essentially just get what you need from what's there. But they take all sorts of donations. And if we get stuff that I either don't have room for in the store, or stuff that's too big or won't sell for me on eBay, but I know somebody else can get use from, I just take it down there. That's happened with a lot of the stuff that I've purchased for eBay selling. Just over time, I get tired of dealing with it. And what on earth is this? Y'all, why on earth do I let... I can't give Papa Bear a hard time about his junk areas, because there's no reason I should have let this get this bad. But I'm gonna see what I can do with the stuff here in this wagon. It's gonna require me walking all over the place, putting stuff where it needs to go. So I'm not gonna take you along with me for that. I'll bring you back when I'm finally ready to deal with this pain in the butt manure belt. Okay, so now pretty much all we have left right here is the manure belt. Unless, of course, there's stuff hiding underneath it, which is entirely possible. But I had a good idea. I have a few of our rabbit feed bags, empty ones laying around. So instead of trying to get the manure belt straight into a trash bag, at least for the smaller pieces, I'm gonna shove in the feed bags and then put the feed bag in the trash bag. Just because this is a lot sturdier than even those heavy duty trash bags. And I'm all about working smarter, not harder today. So we're gonna set y'all, I don't know where we're gonna set you. Goodness gracious. It really does help having two people. I don't know, let me put you on the pile of wood chips. It's as good as place as any. There we go. Oh yeah. Every single one of these little pieces is gonna try to fall apart more. off. Now this stuff worked great last year. Last winter we used it around the chicken run, just around the bottom layer of the fence, a few feet, just to keep wind out. And it worked really, really well. Can't remember where we put that manure belt either. I know we didn't throw it away. That's the key, trying to get it to break into small enough pieces without going into 100. Whew. One of my chickens is super talkative right now. And Toopy has finally, and when I went in there this morning to check on him, Toopy was actually roosted on the perch in the coop. So I think that her broodiness is finally breaking, y'all. Alright, this actually is not nearly as bad as I thought it was going to be. I figured that there'd be 1,000 little pieces underneath there. Alright, y'all. Now that I know there's no hidden surprises under there, it shouldn't take me much longer. A couple more minutes to knock that out, and then I don't know what this is, where that came from. Hi, Daddy Longlegs. Alright, it's heavy, so I'm going to leave it there until I figure out what Papa Bear wants to do with it. But I'm going to leave this video here, and I'm going to go ahead and knock this out right now before I start anything else. And then, like I said, just depending on what time it is, it's nearing probably 8:30-ish. I got Bible study at 11. Got to get Dirk up at 10. So I don't know if it'll be before or after Bible study, but I am going to try to get some of these wood chips down there. I'll probably take you along with me, just in case any of the chickens decide to do anything entertaining, but we'll see. But for this one, we're going to call it a wrap, guys. Thanks for tagging along, for bearing with me in my very obvious sleepiness. But hey, it's part of homesteading, you know. Some nights you don't get a lot of sleep. Some nights you don't get any sleep. But projects still have to be done. Animals still have to be fed. And life goes on. So we make do. And hopefully tonight I can sleep like a baby. But thanks for watching, for liking, subscribing, commenting. If you have any good tips on how to easily fall asleep that doesn't involve, like, I've tried teas and stuff, and I'm gonna get back into that, but that doesn't involve taking even melatonin or any kind of sleep aid, just any tips or tricks to calm your mind down, let me know in the comments. I certainly would appreciate it. But like we like to say here on Momma Bear's Homestead and More, keep on keeping on, friends, because we love y'all.